Do I look at you or the camera?
Where you want to look.
Well, I don't want to look up.
You can look at me.
Okay.
You can look
Look
me.
at you. Okay, better.
All right. Can you start by stating your name and what you do at Johnson Controls?
My name is Clay Nesler. I'm the Vice President of Global Sustainability and Regulatory Affairs, and I'm responsible for our corporate social responsibility as well as working with our customers to help them improve the sustainability of their facilities and operations.
And through the work that you've been doing with the customers, have you noticed any trends that are being consolidated in construction sectors around Latin America especially?
Yeah, definitely trends. We've been doing research across the world actually for over 10 years. And this year we surveyed 20 countries around the world, 5 of which are in Latin America. And some of the trends that we see is a significant increase in investment in energy efficiency, renewable energy, and smart building technologies. One of the things we've been tracking is the growth of green buildings. And what we find in Latin America, in the countries that we surveyed, 10% of commercial building organizations already have at least one certified green building. That's up significantly over the last decade. And another 35% plan to have a certified building over the next couple years. Another interesting trend is about 50% of organizations that lease space in commercial buildings are willing to pay a premium for space in a green building. That's a very virtuous cycle. When tenants are willing to pay more and more developers and builders will build green buildings, which will result in growth in the sector.
And since when has this been happening in Latin America? Is it in the past 3 years?
It's picked up significantly over the past 3 to 5 years. So it's been a trend globally since about 2000 when the UK had the first rating system and then the lead rating system in the United States. In fact, our company had one of the first 12 LEED certified buildings in the United States. So our company's been committed to green buildings for many, many years. There's another interesting trend, and it's getting quite a bit of discussion here at the conference, and that's about net zero buildings. Buildings which aren't just greener and use less energy and water and other resources, but actually produce as much energy over the course of a year as they consume. That appears to be the key objective long term in order to align our built environment with the commitments to the Paris Agreement.
I think this leads me to the next question, which is, what really is a green building? Right? It's not only about keeping your environmental impact down. It has what do you need to look into having a green building?
Right. So green buildings originally were focused on resource efficiency, minimizing energy use, minimizing water use, concerned about transportation and siting and the materials. What we're seeing as the green building industry matures is more focus on people, right? We wouldn't need buildings if people didn't have to be comfortable and productive, if they didn't have to learn in school or heal in hospitals. So more and more the focus is actually on the outcomes of green buildings, which are healthy, produce wellness, protect the environment, and also provide economic development to their communities. Improving existing buildings and building high-performance buildings are great jobs, highly skilled, that lead to economic development. And so all those benefits contribute to the green building movement.
And do these benefits make it profitable to have a green building? What's kind of like the payback that you get from investing in all these regulations that are being planned?
Yeah, so green buildings typically will always pay for the extra investment over time through reduced energy use and reduced other use. But again, focusing on people, The salary of the people in the buildings are about 100 times more than the cost of energy for the buildings. So being able to attract and retain employees, being able to improve your reputation and brand, those are all important things to improve the profitability of organizations that build the buildings. What we've also found is as the industry matures, that the cost difference of a green building from a non-green building is becoming very, very small. So particularly for new construction in cities like San Jose, it makes a lot of sense to make that small incremental investment and reap all the benefits.
What are the type of cities and what are the type of companies that should be looking into this, joining these trends and joining these efforts in creating buildings such as these ones?
We see tremendous support by the private sector around the world in environmental objectives. In our survey over the past 10 years, we've looked at what the key drivers of investment in green buildings have been. And for the first 5 years, the primary driver was cost reduction. People were making the buildings more efficient to save money. Now we're seeing many, many other factors. In fact, greenhouse gas reductions, environmental improvements, energy security, those are all nearly equal with cost reduction as being drivers for investment. So it's gone from pure economics to both social and environmental benefits as well.
And how do all of these buildings, all of these constructions have to do with smart cities? What's the role of the company in creating a building like this and contributing to a smart city?
Yeah, smart cities is a very popular term. It sort of reminds me of talking about your children. Everybody wants their children to be smart. Nobody wants a not smart child. No city wants not to be smart. So it's a very broad umbrella. But in our research, when we ask what is driving investment in smart cities, it's the same things that we've been talking about with sustainability. It's environmental improvements. It's also about economic development. It's about reducing pollution. So I think it's important to really think about what the outcomes are that would come through the use of technology in cities. And really what you see is that buildings are a primary component. You can't have a smart city without smart buildings, and smart buildings are by definition sustainable.
And how, for example, could a builder come up to starting this process of becoming a green builder or getting certified?
The good news is that over the past almost 2 decades, there's been a lot of information, a lot of training. There are various certification programs. Some are more complex, some are a little less complex. So there's a lot of information out there. Plus, everyone from architects and engineers to equipment providers and facility management and operations providers are now gaining expertise in sustainability. So I think most organizations considering building a new building or renovating a building will find lots of expertise and technologies available to help them.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.